Let's go with Stipe wants the Trilogy fight. So did you hear that they were talking about doing Stipe versus John Jones?
I did hear
John
that,
Jones
but
was,
obviously John doesn't want it.
No,
of course
not. He's like, I want to fight Francis, and that's it. I think he really wants one more big payday, and I think he's just going to ride off in the sunset, win or lose.
Yep.
I think that's what he's trying to set himself up for.
That's what
he just
doing.
got new management. Mm-hmm. So this new management guy come out and said, I have a great relationship with Dana. We're going to see what we could do, make this fight happen for everybody. Francis has got to be getting pissed. Like, that man's got to be frustrated. He was voicing so many frustrations with Stipe before this fight got made because he was waiting around so long. Are they going to just keep toying around with this, or do you just make the fucking Derek Lewis fight already? I'm shocked that hasn't been announced.
I think that's what they're going to do August 7th. Listen, this is what I think. Dana White had an interview with, what's her name? Olivia? What's her name?
Joseph Benavidez's wife.
Yeah.
Why the fuck are we forgetting her name? Megan O'Leary.
Yeah, O'Leary. There we go. Megan O'Leary.
Wow.
Jeez, I'm so sorry, Megan.
Mason
I'm
led us
sorry.
astray with the first
I was
name.
like, what?
No, Megan O'Leary. Anyway, he was having an interview, and she asked, "Oh, so is that what you're going to do for August 7th? Is that where we could see Francis Ngannou take that main event because it was Amanda Nunes versus Juliana Pena as the co-main?" And he goes, "Yeah, that's something we're working on." So I think what they're doing is they're trying to work out this John Jones thing. I don't think it's going to work out in time, so they're going to throw Derek Lewis. I think they've already told Derek Lewis and Francis Ngannou, be ready August 7th. No matter what, a fight will happen. It's either against John Jones or Derek Lewis. You're taking the fight. But no matter what, be ready August 7th. I just think they haven't released the details as far as who Ngannou will fight. Mm-hmm. That's my personal opinion, but that's just how I see it.
And Derek Lewis has got to be getting frustrated too.
Yeah,
Now
but
he's fucking sitting around waiting, and he doesn't even know if he's going to get the fight or not.
But what's nice about it, at least, is it's already in August, no matter what. So it's like, okay, what, you got to wait 2 months? So even if you don't know, you got an 8-week training camp. So you're going to know. I mean, you're going to have to know by June, right? By the end of June, because then that'll give you, actually, no.
He's going to have to know before
You're going to have to know before then.
Yeah, and it's coming in June.
That's what I'm saying.
2 days.
So, yeah, they're probably training right now. Mm-hmm. That's my guess.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that fight was already made.
Well,
that's what we thought too.
Because Aunt W said in the chat, Francis versus Lewis is August 7th in Houston.
But they haven't
They
announced
haven't announced it? Okay.
No, but that's what I'm saying though. It is August 7th but that's all speculation.
Oh,
that's what
okay.
I was saying based on that Megan O'Leary interviews. It's all speculation, but we don't know. But Dana said that is the fight that he could be working on for August 7th to headline. So.
Yeah, just make the fucking fight already.
I know.
Just,
I don't
just
care. I don't care if I
John
ever
to
see
fuck
John
off.
fight again. Like, I don't care. I just obviously I want to. He could be one of the greatest of all time, unquestionably. But it's like, I just, whatever. I want to see Derek Lewis fight then. Derek Lewis deserves the next heavyweight shot at the belt. It'd be a great fight. There's no way it's any worse than the first one. Let's just make it happen. We just want to see Ngannou in the octagon. I want to see it be a Tyson thing where we're seeing Ngannou knock 3-4 guys out a year, right? Like, Ngannou is the most fun fighter in the UFC. Mm-hmm. Can't tell me he's not. You can't. He's fun. He's entertaining.
Electric.
And not only that, but August 7th, whoever he matches up with, okay, John Jones negotiating, still doesn't want the fucking fight. Okay, well, fuck you, because guess what? Stipe wants the Trilogy fight. He came out and said it. He said, dude, it is bugging the hell out of me. I just want that shot at redemption. I want my belt back.
He's probably watching
That's
that
what Stipe
sequence
said.
over and over and over and over again. And he goes, why the fuck did I leap
go
in
in
there like that?
When he caught him with a nice shot.
And because he was eating big shots, too.
Yep.
It was like his chin was looking like it was holding up, but then he just rushed in just wildly. And I'm interested in the Trilogy fight. I don't know if it goes any differently, especially if Calm Francis shows up. I don't think anybody beats Calm Francis. Yeah, no. He is, without a doubt, probably going to go down as the greatest heavyweight of all time if he stays calm like that.
Right.
Other than maybe a John Jones, but like, this fight might not ever happen. So what the fuck's even the point of speculating and thinking about it? Because it's probably not going to happen. If John Jones, they don't want to pay. This is my problem with it. Just pay the man. Pay John Jones his fucking 15, 16 million. Just let him fucking go get knocked out for a big payday and then let him ride off in the sunset.
But
because that's what's going to happen.
There's got to be more to that story, though, that we're not hearing with John Jones. Like, there's got to be.
Maybe. Or it's just Dana's going, no, you're getting fucking 8 like you normally do. You are under contract and you were locked into this deal. You signed it. You signed the paper. You're getting your 8, and that's it. I don't know.
But with Stipe now wanting, now that we have essential confirmation that Stipe wants another fight, probably looking into next year, of course. So let's.
Oh, he needs to take time.
Yeah,
he needs
course,
to take time,
of course.
especially after that.
But that'll be probably like February, March. That'll be almost a full year.
When he said that he wants to bulk up, he says he wants to be about 250 when he goes back.
I
to the
did not
octagon.
understand that strategy at all with how small Stipe was, and I get it. I
It's
know what he was
speed,
saying.
you know, it's footwork, but it didn't work
the
out
talking
when you're
points.
lunging
But
like that.
no, not with a guy in Ngannou who literally has to cut to make 265 pounds.
Well, he felt the strength difference, right? Especially when Ngannou went for the takedown, which shocked everyone.
Right.
When Ngannou went for the takedown, he felt that strength, so he goes, yeah, maybe I do need to bulk up for this. Because 230 Stipe versus, what was it? It was a
264?
No, it was 240. It was just DC, the trilogy, when they both came in small.
Yeah, DC.
That was a great fucking fight.
Yeah, it was.
Because, and they were moving around so well. They had great cardio. He must have wanted to bring in that same style into this Ngannou fight, which I get, you know, the foot movement, the head movement, everything like that you need with an Ngannou. But it didn't work out.
No.
You know, especially if Ngannou is going to have a wrestling background. What the fuck?
Dude.
Scary.
Yeah,
Scary
but,
individual.
You know, a lot rides on for Stipe Miocic here because, you know, essentially right now it's 1-1. Stipe is still the consensus greatest heavyweight of all time. So everything rides on this fight. But this is my mentality and the way that I think that Stipe is thinking about this. I think he looks at a guy like Francis Ngannou and goes, okay, that guy right there has the ability to have more consecutive UFC title defenses than me. But if I were to take that fight and go out there and beat Francis Ngannou for a second time and ride off into the sunset, retiring after that fight, I will always be the greatest heavyweight of all time, unquestionably and deservedly so, winning not only the trilogy against DC, but then to go and win the trilogy against Francis Ngannou. Francis Ngannou could have 9 defenses right in a row, and it wouldn't matter because if Stipe went out there again, he lost the trilogy to the greatest heavyweight of all time. But if Stipe Miocic, and this is why I say there's a lot on the line here, if Stipe goes out there and loses that fight, and Ngannou goes on this 4 or 5 fight defense streak, you know, because at that time he had already defended one time against Derek Lewis. If he goes out there and beats Derek Lewis, and then he goes out there and beats Stipe, we got to start looking at Ngannou and going, he just won a trilogy against the greatest heavyweight of all time. And then if he goes and wins 2 or 3 more defenses, dude, this guy, Francis Ngannou, will be the new heavyweight, greatest heavyweight of all time.
Yeah. Ant W, shout out once again. Schaefer will get the deal done. Guy's a genius when it comes to fighter pay. He is the reason boxers started making 9-figure paydays. I hope so, dude. I hope so. Because that's the fight I want to see. I don't care. It doesn't tickle my pickle as much as it used to. Yeah. When Francis first won the belt, that was everyone's like, okay, John Jones is next. John Jones. All anybody fucking talked about for months. And now it's like, I don't care anymore. I just don't care.
And if I'm being honest, I want to see the John Jones matchup just as bad as I want to see the Stipe trilogy. Mm-hmm. Believe it or not.
100%.
Believe it or not. Because, again, Stipe is the greatest heavyweight of all time. I want to see that fight shake out because Francis Ngannou has the capability, has the potential to be the greatest heavyweight of all time. And what better way to solidify that than to have a trilogy fight between these two men?
Or can I throw something random at you? Something kind of crazy? What about Brock?
I don't get
shut the fuck up.
Would
Shut the fuck
Brock
up.
versus Francis be the biggest fight?
Brock gets finished.
Brock gets
easily.
finished in 15 seconds.
Immediately. Like, as soon as
Did you see the pictures of him before so the reason why I don't like the Brock shit is because it fucking fucked over Stipe. DC was waiting for Brock forever and Brock was just being a douche. Did you see the pictures of him leading up in that? He looked like shit.
He's terrible.
He looked like shit. He was not jacked at all because he couldn't do fucking roids.
Yeah. I mean, I was just going to say, let's just let him do as much roids as possible and then let him fight Francis.
Even then, he still gets KO'd.
Oh, immediately.
Yes.
But at least he'll be like a wild animal. You can sell that shit to like fucking
For 4
Animal
seconds,
Planet.
he'll be a wild animal.
It'll be great.
And then Francis lands one fucking uppercut and it's over.
I would be the least excited about that.
Yes.
Like, I would pay for the pay-per-view because I'd love to see Ngannou knock him out, but Brock Lesnar, get the hell out of here. I don't care.
I don't
he
think we'll
had
ever
his
see him
time
back,
at
though.
UFC fucking 100.
No, he's
but
way
now
past.
We don't need him. We don't need him, and Ngannou is the best. I do like you throwing a curveball out on us, but no.
I tried.
I thought you were going to say, does Stipe fight again or something like that.
Yeah.
Like,
no, I had to go with Brock.
Yeah.
why?
I don't know.
It's so unnecessary.
Somehow he's always brought.
He's always
up
in the conversation.
MMA.
Yeah, I guess. I'm not a Brock fan after this bullshit with Stipe. After his bullshit with Stipe in DC, is just that we
He
should have had the
did
trilogy
cut
faster.
a great promo though, where he's like, "I'm gonna have a Budweiser and get on top of my wife."
Or even when he stepped into the octagon after that first Stipe fight, I was there for that, and I was like, "Oh shit, it's fucking Brock Lesnar!" I was so jacked back then, but now it's like, dude, just get the fuck out of here.
It's like 45 now too. By the way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's older
It's
as shit.
probably.
I'm good. I'm good.
He needs roids. If he doesn't have roids, he's just not
Ooh, so
competitive.
Bellator.
That's now we're getting interesting. Him
Fedor
versus Ryan
Brock,
Bader.
just feed him steroids for 6
both of them.
months.
This is going off the rails,
My
boys.
bad, guys. I'm the producer. I'm supposed to keep you guys.
I am not. No. We don't have an actual episode today anyway. But yeah, no. Lesnar and Bellator, like they would have to pay the guy more than what he's getting paid in the WWE, and it's not the best organization in the world. I would not see Brock Lesnar in a million years fighting in Bellator. Not in a million years.
I don't know. I don't know if Scott Coker is like selling coke or something. I don't know how he pays the fighters. Some of the shit he does pay.
Yeah.
But
They're on Showtime now, so hell, that's a pretty big fucking
Oh,
deal.
they're definitely running coke on
Well,
Showtime.
it worked really well for Strikeforce after they had to sell. So
Okay,
so true.
Good point.
So true. Before we move
R.I.P.
on,
Strikeforce.
before we move on, this guy, I can't read Arabic, my guy, so I cannot give you a shout out. But he said Stipe versus Curtis makes sense. Do we see Stipe fight one more time before we see the trilogy?
No. Stipe doesn't need to. He's the greatest heavyweight of all time. He lost to who could potentially be the new greatest heavyweight of all time. No, immediate rematch. I don't want to see him fight anyone else. I'm
I
dead
actually
serious.
disagree.
okay, I
with
would
you here.
disagree. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the biggest. I'm the biggest Stipe dick
Right.
rider. Like, fuck, if he was here right now, I'd be like, yeah, just pull the pants down, my guy, and we're ready.
Wait, what?
No, I'm just no, but I'm serious. Oh, no, but if Stipe, I think he maybe should fight one more time. Let's get a victory, a good one. Even though he did come off the win with DC, so it's
Twice,
not like
2 times in a row.
yeah. So I say let's just get one more before we just run right into another Stipe, because a Stipe Francis rematch. Because if he just goes and gets KO'd again, it's over.
Here's my problem with that matchup. So where does that leave Cyril Gane?
Well, you do Stipe Cyril Gane, or you do a Stipe Curtis, something like that.
Yeah.
Stipe versus anybody. You could do Stipe versus Rosenstrike. I don't even care if it's not a top 5 matchup. He could fight fucking Tafa. Stipe versus Tafa, and you know what? He's gonna get a title shot after that.
I know, but like at a guy's career, like Stipe Miocic, he's what, 39 years old. Like he doesn't want to take. He's in the same spot that DC is in. If it's not for a title, I don't want to fight. He doesn't need to fight.
And then he retires.
Yeah, he doesn't
Essentially,
need to fight, man. I mean, this guy doesn't, he has nothing else to prove. I've said this time and time again with Stipe Miocic. He has nothing to prove. He is a consensus greatest heavyweight of all time. So why take a step back in competition, or why take on a number 1 contender when you either get a title shot or you don't fight again? And keep it 1-1. He wants Ngannou, and that's it. And I think after everything Stipe Miocic has done in the UFC, he deserves the next shot. It doesn't matter. It does not matter to me, especially if Derek Lewis goes out there and gets KO'd by Ngannou or loses decision, however he loses. Like, it's Stipe or bust. Or I mean, Ngannou or bust if you're Stipe. That's just my opinion.
I guess it makes sense.
Because why? Why take that fight? Why potentially tarnish your legacy when the payoff is not even there?
True,
for
especially
Stipe?
if he loses. Say
Exactly.
Curtis Blades takes Stipe down and ragdolls him.
That's only
going
gonna
to
tarnish his
round, and
greatest
then he's
time.
not getting
Yeah.
the trilogy after that.
Yep,
So
exactly.
yeah, you got a point. You got a point. So he's probably got to strike while taught.
Yes. Yep.
Take your time though. Let's not rush in
Yeah,
there.
take your time. See what's gonna happen after August 7th. See who wins. Yada yada yada. And then you could set that up for a December, January.
I wouldn't be shocked if it's one of these things like the second DC fight. It took, what, a year and a half for that fight to come through. So he could sit out a pretty long fucking time before this happens. I could see Francis knocking out Derek Lewis and then maybe even knocking out John Jones before they make that fight.
Potentially. I think John will be next. If that fight does happen, it'll be after Derek Lewis in August. So you'll probably have January, see where that fight is, and then Stipe might fight International Fight Week next year
Yeah.
in July.
That'd be fucking
That's about
sweet.
a year and a half.
I would
man.
go to that.
A year and 4
Hopefully
months.
we're opened up.
Oh yeah,
100%.
no, Vegas is completely open up, brother.
I know. I love it. I love it. All right, let's move on. Oh,
10 months too soon. Or I mean, two
Tabor wanted
10
to
months
spit in your
hold on,
fucking
10
face.
months too late. I'm so sorry for that. 10 months too late.
Tabor wanted to spit on you for a second. He had
Yeah,
enough.
yeah,
He was
no,
like,
that
"Get
he
the
did.
fuck out
I was
of
just
here."
trolling him. I was
Wear
trolling
a
him.
mask, Mason.
So funny.